What's up, everybody? Keith and I are still out roaming today. We've done hit a couple other sites, and right now we are parked right beside the road next to the railroad tracks in Sprigg, West Virginia, at the old golf course. You remember the name of the golf course?
Tug Valley Golf Course, or Tug Valley Country Club. Only golf course in the world that's in 2 states where they play back and forth across the river, and they drive their golf carts across the swinging bridge. And that's it just ahead here. And not only is it the swinging bridge, it's, to the best of my knowledge, it's the last swinging bridge that still spans the Tug Fork River.
Huh. Now, I have a little bit of experience here from my youth as well. We used to come up here, you know how little hillbilly kids are, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We used to come up here and we'd get on the Kentucky side and hide. And when somebody hit their ball across the river, we'd grab it and take off on our 10 speeds and make them chase us. That was when I learned that 10 speeds are faster than golf carts.
Over there, they had a little shed where you can get in the shade and rest, and it had an old hand pump well.
I think I remember that.
If you used to go over when you was a kid, I about guarantee you, but man, you could pump that water up out there. It's nice and cold. And I did the same thing as a kid. I'd come here to hang out, mostly to pick up golf balls that they lost.
Yeah.
To make extra money.
Don't look real super sturdy, does he?
It's well, you know, when they have a Hatfield McCoy Marathon, they run across this.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. They, as you can see, it's a wiggling.
Very bouncy.
But,
and you probably break up the cadence.
my friend right there, Coach David McCoy, he was a coach in high school, but that's him over there on the farm tractor, mowing the grass on the Kentucky side. But now they take that farm tractor across this.
Really? Yeah.
If you look down the river, you can see the old train bridge.
That's the Hatfield one there, the first one.
That's the Hatfield Tunnel. Yep.
Right.
Yep. And then back this way, you can see up the river. It's just a really nice part of the river. Like I said, they golf from one side to the other. But
be a bad time for that cable snap, wouldn't it?
But now, Leo, you know the big nice bridge up in Mate 1?
Yeah.
In 1977, this river took that bridge out and this one stayed, so.
Really?
It did.
I heard that. What is that right there? You see those rails sticking out over the water?
They used to have a pump, and they would slide it up and down them rails into the water to pump to water all the greens and stuff.
Oh, really? I guess that makes sense.
Yep, that's how they did that a long time ago, and then they actually ended up extending water at one point. And they did that, and then of course with the downturn of the economy of the area and stuff, and a downturn in membership here at the country club, they ended up doing away with the greens, and now they have like a really tight compacted sand that they play on instead of an actual green, because your greens was like the most expensive with all the chemicals and stuff to keep up with, and the special mower to keep them cut.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
every blade exactly the same height.
Yep. Yeah. So they done away with the greens, trying to cut costs to be able to keep the course open and stuff. But this that actually might be Rick on the mower. I thought it was Baby Mark. I think it's Rick now, but. You know, it's really really neat. If you guys ever come and visit the area, plan you a day to come and golf, and it's very, very reasonable to golf here, and you know, it's the only place you can go and
play in
that darn thing
two
to
states.
Another state. You know?
Play in 2 states at once.
Yeah, you can go brag that you knocked it to another state, and we
no
won't tell
doubt.
you it was only. We won't tell nobody it's only 200 feet. So.
Yeah. Is that all it is?
I'd say it's not 200 feet on the river from edge to edge, but
sure is pretty, ain't it? That's a pretty view.
If you think about a football field, it's 300 feet, so that's probably less than a football field.
Yeah.
Right there for sure.
So what's on the other side? Anything? old well used to be over here, wasn't it?
Kentucky on the other side.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, wait a minute, listen, I'm going to tell you something about this place. A lot of people don't know. But Moses, Jesus, and an elderly man came here to golf one time. Moses shot, and when he did, the golf ball headed right to the river. And he raised up his thing, the water parted, that golf ball hit the riverbed and bounced right back up on the other side, right in the fairway. Jesus said, nice shot, Moses. So then it was Jesus' turn. He did the same thing. He hit that ball, sliced it right toward the river. It was about to hit the water right in there, and they say he walked right out on the water and just did that and shooed that ball, and it flew right on over into the fairway. Moses said, same to you, Jesus. That was a nice shot. Well, then it was the elderly man's turn. He hit the ball, worst shot of the bunch. Didn't go 20, 25 yards. It went about 20, 25 yards right to the edge of the riverbank, and about that time, out of nowhere, came a big gust of wind. Blew that ball over the riverbank, right down into the river. Floop, in the water it went. And right over in that area right there, a big fish come up out of there with that ball in its mouth and jumped about 10 foot up, and about that time a big beautiful eagle swooped down and got that ball. Flew at 235 yards and dropped it way down there on that green, and it rode right up to the edge of the cup and stopped. And then out of nowhere the earth just shook like a little earthquake, and that ball fell right over in the hole for a hole-in-one. Jesus turned around, looked at that elderly guy, and he said, nice shot, Dad.
Yeah, yeah. I got one for you. I got one for you. How many of each animal did Moses have on the ark?
2.
You sure?
No, I ain't sure, but he was supposed to get 2 of everything.
Moses wasn't on the ark. That was Noah.
Oh, Moses. I got you.
I see the old pump. I see it.
Yeah, it's still there, ain't it?
Brings back some memories.
Yeah.
I ain't been across this bridge in, oh Lord, since the 70s.
Nope, that's David Mark mowing. I see him now.
Beautiful place, isn't it?
Yep.
Man, they say rough. They mean it, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah, they just, you know, again, it's financially, they don't have the money to keep it all up. You know, just like Coach David Mark McCoy there. That's another thing. He's one of the McCoys, but, you know, he comes down and mows all the time. He's a retired school teacher from the school system, and he mows, and there's another guy retired from the mines. They kind of
team up,
you know, pitch in and help, you know, but it's kind of sad, you know. When I was a kid, there was a bunch of people would be here.
Yeah, yeah.
All the time mowing. Come talk to us, probably.
Yeah. Down the ball.
We were just we're walking and making a little bit of a video, and we'll try to, hopefully, he's got a excuse me, YouTube channel.
Okay.
And
I'm a YouTube guy.
Maybe we can, it's called Hillbilly Files. We never did make it to get something to drink, Leo, but
yeah, I know it. I know it.
Anyhow, we thought we'd make a video here, might bring some people to play golf sometime.
Oh, yeah, we need all help we can get.
All right, that's pretty place, ain't it?
Where are you working out of?
We live in Williamson.
Williamson.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody did want to come here and golf, how do they go about doing that? What do they got to do, Coach?
Well, since we don't have anybody over there full time, Rick Whit's here most of the time, so just stop and holler at Rick.
Okay.
He'll hook them up.
Yeah, I had to look for a minute when you was going up through there. I wasn't sure if it's you or Rick on the tractor, and then I could see it was you. But
Yeah.
we didn't know that old water pump was still there. We
Yeah.
was talking
Yeah,
about.
I've had in my mind for years to restore it, because when I worked here in the early '70s, the cook would send me over. He'd have 5 or 6 big 5-gallon water containers, and I'd fill them up. That's what he made tea and.
Really?
Cook
You'd have to
with.
carry it across the bridge and, huh?
Yeah, I used to come here as a kid and pump water out of it.
Well, we had
I-
an apple tree was right there too.
I can
And it had
remember.
like a little
It
shed,
had a
yeah.
little shed that finally just gave up the ghost.
Yeah. It's a pretty place, ain't it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
see deer on it all the time
Oh,
when I
yeah,
go
I've
by
seen
here
2 or
at the
3
golf
now.
Oh,
club.
yeah, I don't doubt that a bit.
I've had 2 or 3 today.
That's a lot of grass to cut, though, ain't it?
With that mower, it is. It just got out of hand. Our mowers that we cut it with, it just won't. When it gets like this, it won't cut it. They're ground-driven, real mowers, and they're real easy to foul up. And they're old, and they're not sharp. There's all kinds of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to buy a new set's $15,000.
Oh, Lord.
Do that.
So the well don't work no more, the old pump?
No, matter of fact, somebody broke a piece or 2 off of it. But matter of fact, on YouTube, I've seen a few things on how to get them back going.
I can remember hitting that when I was a little kid, too. I remember getting
Well,
water.
it's good water. I can,
Yeah. Sure do.
And it's a unique pump in that it's got like in the grade schools and high schools growing up, it's
Little
got
cup.
a fountain.
Yep.
It's got a little fountain there that you turn on.
Yeah, did you ever know that it had like a fountain in it?
It's been, yeah, it's been
We'll walk over
70s.
and get a
you
closer
walk,
look.
you
Yeah.
walk by and see it there. Yeah, it's
But I can remember my cousins. That's what I was telling Keith. I can remember me and my little cousins. They lived, right down here. And I can remember us coming over here on 10 speeds. And somebody hit the ball. We'd grab their ball and they'd chase us.
And run away.
Yeah, that was when I learned that 10 speeds are faster than golf carts.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you want to go check a well
Yeah,
out?
let's go check it
You'll have
out.
a big time.
Thank you.
I'm gonna try to cut some grass. I got
Yeah,
to
what's-
South Carolina tomorrow.
Watch that sun. She's nice and toasty, ain't it?
Big floppy eared head on.
Yeah. What's that?
That's washed out.
Yeah, you can see where the
It's
little road went
yeah,
up,
we
the
was talking about
asphalt.
the rough. Yeah, it's washed out.
Remember these little hills and junk? We used to have a ball over here.
Yeah, they broke the handle off of it.
Yep. Somebody probably trying to work it.
Well, they pulled it sideways to break it.
Maybe. That's cool though, ain't it?
See it, you could get it out of here, or it had the.
The
It
fountain.
would come up out of there like a fountain. And, but yeah, that thing. I've drank a lot of water out of that old thing.
That's
the
been
bottom
there.
of it's come loose.
That's been there
You
a
can
long
feel it.
time, ain't it?
You can feel the foot valve and stuff down in there.
Really?
Move it. It'll move itself.
Yeah, you can feel the weight.
Yeah.
You can feel it swing.
Yeah. But see, somebody just didn't have anything better to do. Come over and broke it.
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, that would be nice if they would restore that.
Look at this place though, how pretty.
Yeah, and here's the green. While we're up here, you can look at it. I told you they went from grass to sand.
Was it some kind of silica? It looks like regular sand, ain't it?
Yeah, but when they get ready to play, they level it all
Groom
out
it,
and
yeah.
then they roll it and compact it.
Right. Make
But,
it solid.
again, it just goes back to, like I was telling you, trying to get away from the cost. And as you can see, these areas that need weed eated, they're not getting weed eated because, again, the labor. And
Well, that's quite a big piece of ground, though.
oh yeah, it's a big piece of ground.
That one going back into the woods.
Well, it goes back and it circles back, and right here they used to tee from right there, but I don't know that they've been keeping it up very much.
Right.
There used to be a tee spot right there.
So this is a 9-hole, ain't it?
It's a 9-hole, but then they flip them around and play. You know, in other words, one time you might be teeing that direction, and next time you'll be teeing over this direction to make it 18 holes. They can twist them around and flip them to tee
Right.
in different directions, but I'm not much of a golfer, to be honest.
Me either, really. You remember them old fruit trees used to be right there?
Uh-huh.
We used to go up and get fruit off them trees when I was a little kid.
Yep.
Okay, had to swap out batteries again. Camera overheated again.
All right, we're heading from Kentucky back to West Virginia.
Yeah, back across the bridge. The swinging bridge. We ought to get to jumping up down on it, see how much we can get it swinging.
As hot as it is, and we keep talking about we're going to go get something to drink, and we went to the fountain and it's broke.
Yeah.
We could almost make us a video about before we thirst to death what we're going to do.
Yeah. They've changed a lot of boards, ain't they?
Yeah.
Which I guess you probably only get a couple years out of them.
They don't last a long time. The pressure treated stuff now is not as good as it used to be.
Yeah, I know. You look at a modern 2x4, ain't even 2x4.
Now, they come and go over all this before the marathon. I told you they run the marathon across it, but they go over it and make sure there's not a loose board or something.
Right.
They do a pretty good job. We haven't lost a runner yet.
There you go, there you go. I've never heard of any golf carts going over.
Nah.
Pretty cool old swinging bridge, though, isn't it?
Yeah, like I said, to the best of my knowledge, that's the last one that spans the Tug.
Really?
Yep.
Huh. I need to get a picture or two before we head out, too.
Okay.
Get me a cool picture or two. What is it? Oh, okay, it's just a buckle. I thought that was a gate or something.
No, that's where it's tied back into the rail. And
No, it's really in there, ain't it?
yeah.
That is really in there. Looks like that one broke. One right there broke.
Yeah.
That is wild, though, isn't it? Thank you, Keith.
You're welcome.
3 for a brother.
They
Thank
didn't
you.
broke. They cut it. I think looks cut. Yeah, that's been cut like with a torch.
Torch, yeah, it's melted.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking that's an awful lot of cable to break, but instead of turning them big Crosbys off, they just cut that. So
Yeah, cut and torch and.
Yep.
Cool. Well, guys, thank y'all for coming along. I'm sorry about my battery dying out, but that's just the way they work. You know, they get hot and they kind of just quit on you. But anyway, thank y'all for coming along. Hope you enjoyed our pretty little scenery and seeing Keith again and checking out the only golf course that, far as we know, I read that too. I did read that it was the only one in the country that's in 2 states.
Yeah.
So from the only golf course in 2 states, and most likely the only swinging bridge on the Tug River that still spans the Tug River. Appreciate y'all coming along. Y'all have a really good day, and we'll see y'all next time. You want to do Hillbillies out?
Hillbillies out.
Thank you, Keith. Appreciate you, man.
You're welcome.
See y'all later. Y'all have a good day.